The following may contain language that is not suitable for all audiences.
Continue on the topic that we were talking about yesterday before, since it took us so long to get there. You really don't like people that are fearful?
I think it doesn't achieve much.
It's not all fear, though.
It feels like fear to me.
No, it's not all fear that you disagree with, right?
No.
It's just if it happens to touch on a subject that you disagree with, and that's what. So you don't really care about fear.
Yeah, in some ways it's not about fear, it's about me looking at the people and going, you need to calm down.
Well, what makes you think that they aren't calm?
The kind of behavior they're exhibiting, the freakouts that I've seen.
You've seen people freak out?
You're more than 6 feet closer than me.
Then step back.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally think that the repugnant thing about this is that everybody's still putting the onus on other people to do shit for them. You're more than six. You're not 6 feet. You're not standing. More than 6 feet away from me. Then take a fucking step back.
Yeah. Well, especially if they're coming into your space.
You're not wearing a mask. Then don't stand near me. I mean, I love how people try to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, I wear the mask because I want to make sure I don't give it to anybody." That's bullshit. That is media propaganda bullshit. In fact, I think some California state assemblyman said some bullshit about that. He supposedly got over coronavirus.
It's funny how they've all had it.
Not too long ago, and the news the media guy was saying, "Oh, did you wear a mask?" He's like, "Oh yeah."
When he was sick.
Well, before he got sick. Oh yeah, I try to keep other people safe, so that's why I was wearing one. I wear one all the time, but I still got it.
How?
What do you mean how? That was the whole point of the mask, is to keep your sick ass from getting somebody else sick. The whole point of the mask, as far as I thought, and if I'm wrong, someone can correct me, was not because that you wearing that mask is going to protect you. That mask is going to keep other people's germs from getting to you. What it's supposed to do is keep your sick ass germs from going to somebody else.
No one's wearing the mask for that reason.
Well, I believe that because of the simple shopping cart phenomenon that I've noticed here in California. And just for that reason, whenever someone sits there and says, "I do such and such for other people," I think you're full of BS.
Because nobody returns their shopping carts to the corral.
Very few people do. And most people think that it's okay. And so if, that to me is the canary in the coal mine. A shopping cart. No one tells you. It's not mandated that you have to put them back. But if you really care or think about other people, you'd put them back.
Right.
You'd put them in the shopping corral because, who wants shopping carts all over the place in parking spots or whatever. And most people that have grown up here or lived here for a significant amount of time are like, it's just a shopping cart. So what? I'm like, well, yeah, but that's the test. If you really think about other people, then you would be doing it when it really doesn't, even on something as insignificant.
Well, I just think it's funny how I just took it to another level of the people sitting there and saying, "Oh, thank you so much for what you do for the grocery workers." Like, "Oh, thank you so much," but I'm still not going to put my shopping. I'm still going to put my shopping cart back.
Yeah, because
it's really great what you're doing, but I'm still not going to return my shopping cart to the corral.
So even that is just people performing in public. I think pretty close to 80-90% of the people out there are full of shit. Am I in that group? Maybe. I don't know. And, I really don't care if I am or if I'm not. So, nah.
But they not giving a shit?
No, full of it.
Oh, full of shit. Not giving a shit is something different.
I don't have any to give.
You don't have any shit to give?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why I should.
Well, you're not really asking me.
No, I'm not. And, you know, if someone wants to give me a dissertation on why I should, it's got to be personalized to me. So unless you know me, then get the fuck out of my face.
Well, yeah. No, I mean, nobody's going to... It's never somebody that can...
Well, it's never someone that knows me that will sit there and give me a dissertation on why I need to care.
Well, even people that know you.
They don't
really know you.
They don't care.
Well...
This is quickly starting into a funny scene out of a Kentucky Fried Movie. But, and if none of you have seen it, I suggest that you go see it somehow. It will change your life.
You're in your Kentucky Fried Movie.
Best movie ever.
I don't know about that.
It's got everything, man. Nudity, stupidity, funny jokes, racial epithets, stereotypes, everything.
It's an odd movie.
Said the odd dude.
But that's just a whole other level of odd.
But, you know, yeah. Fear, dude, everybody has it. Everybody's got to live with it. And
I don't understand people putting their small children in a mask. Some kid that's some 4-year-old.
You just said fear. I mean, it's something you can do. There are people that will take to prevent, to not have to sit in traffic, will sit there and make some kind of maneuver where they will have to drive 5 to 10 miles out of their way just so that they can keep on moving.
I understand that. And,
you know, let's say in this example, you can sit in traffic and go down a mile down the road, which will take you 25 minutes. But where you need to go is right there. Or you can drive 10 miles out of your way, which will take you the same amount of time. What would you do? I know people that would start driving.
Yeah, I understand that.
That I don't think that's that important whether you can understand that side of it or not. I mean, I'm just saying that there are people like that. Is that logical? No.
I mean, I literally see people on the beach wearing masks on the fucking beach in the 70 degree, 80 degree heat. It's broad daylight, sun coming down, destroying any, presumably
you're throwing a whole lot of assumptions in there. Number one, let's not sit there and talk about the actual science of stuff because, you know, there's always stuff that's contradictory.
All right.
Maybe these people did not look at the ordinances.
About when you're supposed to wear in the mask?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, that could be one thing.
You're probably supposed to wear a mask unless you're exercising.
Actually, you're really only supposed to wear a mask if you're going to be around other people. In one ordinance that I read that was supposed to be about some place that had really, really high fines for not wearing it. Mm-hmm. And when I was reading it, I was just like, okay.
I mean, if you're
outside, not around anybody that don't live with you, hey, you're good.
And that's the way it should be.
Well, I don't think that people should have to wear something that's not effective. And, you know, now going to the part where, yes, I'm going to side with you and say, yes, number one, there is an assumption on this part that we have enough brain power to read through whatever scientific experiments there are. And number two, there haven't been any
experiments
to any real satisfactory level.
No, the only thing I've seen is bullshit on Twitter.
Everything's bullshit.
Showing the size of the virus versus the size of the fabric of the masks.
Isn't the virus always smaller?
Much, much smaller.
Okay.
Which suggests that it can pass through a mask, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, but it probably has to. It's probably like, again, it's not the mask that's protecting me.
It's the mask protecting other people. The mask you're wearing.
The mask I'm wearing is not protecting me; it's protecting you from me.
And this is this is coming from my neighbor, so I don't know if she's right, but she knows quite a lot about HIV. And she was saying that the yellow mask,
the non-airborne virus.
But she was saying that the yellow mask is the mask that you're supposed to wear to stop when you're sick, to stop other people getting sick. And the blue mask is the mask to stop yourself getting sick when other people are sick.
Again, how would those cheap ass masks?
I don't know.
I mean, we're talking about microns, maybe. But anyway, that's what I thought. Now again, I could be incorrect, right? But I thought the whole purpose of the mask was not to protect me from you; it is to protect you from me.
That's correct.
And so, if that is correct, then if I'm a person that doesn't talk to anybody, see anybody, or live with anybody, there should be no reason why I would have to wear one. But because nobody knows, right? It's just like I'm going to bust out this one example that I heard from years ago about the whole smoking bit, right? Why shouldn't you smoke? No one can tell just from looking at you whether you're going to be one of those people that can smoke until you're 100, or you're going to be one of those people that's going to have a whole slew of diseases related to smoking at 30.
Isn't that
20,
your choice?
25, whatever. Because no doctor can sit there and look at you, just like no doctor can sit there and look at a woman and say, okay, you're going to go through menopause at 50, or you're going to go through menopause at 22. Just can't tell. So you go with the percentages. If you don't smoke, you probably won't get X. If you stay healthy and exercise, you'll probably be able to get pregnant, whenever, or up to whatever it is the upper limit of pregnancy is for healthy women. I don't know. So that's the whole thing, right? Just by looking at you, you can't tell. So let's have everybody do it. So, and that's kind of, that's okay advice, I suppose. But then that brings the whole individual versus the masses argument. And, everybody considers himself an individual and everybody else the mass. So, fuck you. Which is kind of great. I love how people sit there and say, oh yeah, it's what's good for the group is really good, but I don't think anyone should be able to prevent me from doing from doing whatever the hell I want. So, fuck you. And those weren't the exact words, but it was basically it was during the whole gay marriage type thing, where this woman was like she was a homosexual woman, and she was saying, you should follow the group. What's good for the group is good, but I don't think anyone should be able to tell me what to do. So fuck you. She didn't say fuck you, but that was the whole attitude.
That was her sentiment.
Well, yeah. So okay. So should we listen to everybody who has that individual sentiment?
No.
I don't know. I think we should try.
What, everybody that just says fuck you?
No. Everybody to have things be individually cared, to really, really, really care and try to protect the individual, not the group.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard. I'm not saying it's going to be easy.
How do you, but if you've got the interest of the group versus the interest of the individual, how the heck do you balance that out?
I would say that the individual should win.
But the individual never wins.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, the group always wins out. Like, the group is always like the one that like puts the pressure on the individual.
Yeah, but that's because
you need to conform.
Well, that's because people give up, and that's actually kind of what goes on a lot.
You mean the individual gives up?
Not just that. People just kind of, screw it.
Yeah.
If someone complains enough, you just sit there and oh, fine, here, stop.
This is true.
Whether it's babies or loudmouths or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think that should happen. Babies, okay, because they just don't know.
I don't like men, see, but that's their.
But if you're 18, fuck that. If you're 10 and you think you can sit there and act like a little baby, son, you got another thing coming.
But also, you're not one to be like kowtowed to kowtow to the group.
And and
because I always want to conform.
Well, okay, and there's the starkest example right there. Don't kowtow to the group. Get ostracized. Don't get nothing. That's how the group kind of, right.
So the group is, they're kind of.
The group's a cunt.
I was gonna say
anybody with power will act in a cunty way. Period. I don't care if you're the Pope, the President, a bishop, a priest, a teacher, a policeman.
I'm thinking of one in particular.
What?
Just one guy that I would call that, but I'm not going to name names.
Oh, I say they all are.
Wow.
The difference between a person who's a cunt and a person who isn't is whether or not they have power.
No, because they're
Yes. How many powerless cunts have you known? I've known zero.
But wait, so does power turn you into a cunt, or you're a cunt to begin with, and then you get power, and then then your cuntiness just kind of
Power
gets magnified?
power shines a light onto your cuntiness.
But does it make you a cunt to begin with, though?
Yes. You have that proclivity. It's dormant, maybe, because you don't have any power.
Well, we're really living up to our rating today.
Well, I just like to say that word.
I don't like to say it anymore now because, like, you pointed out what a bad word it is.
I don't think it's bad at all.
People hate that word.
You mean women hate that word?
Yeah.
People tend to hate being identified as something that they are if they don't like it.
Damn.
You don't like being called a bitch? Don't act like one. You don't like being called an asshole? Don't act like
I'm
one.
like, don't call me a bitch, dude. I know you're not talking about me.
You're right. I'm not. I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but we do hate being identified as something that we think is negative of ourselves. That's why if you call someone who thinks they're stupid, they get all pissed off.
That happens a lot.
You know. I, on the other hand, be like, you can call me stupid till the cows come home, but because I don't know what you're talking about, you're going to have to educate me first.
About why I'm stupid?
Yeah.
Or why you're stupid?
And that in and of itself makes people go a little crazy.
They're like, you should know. I shouldn't have to tell you.
Well, then I am.
Or I can just tell you you're stupid and you can figure it out.
Well, then I am stupid, and let's kind of shorten the lesson here. You tell me why, and I'll stop doing it.
I shouldn't have to tell you why. I mean, you should know.
Again, no.
I mean, if you don't know.
Well, that I've actually had a conversation very similar to this, and someone did say that. It's like, I shouldn't have to tell you why. I was like, have you told me before?
No.
Then why should I know? You are making assumptions about me and my life. Just like you're making assumptions about your own intelligence.
Whoa.
Which this conversation didn't go very, very well, and the only reason why it didn't come to fisticuffs is because I believe that person was scared I would kill them.
Was it a dude?
Yeah. Ain't no chicks thinking I'm going to beat them to death.
Yeah.
Chicks around me are like the little mice around a king snake. Nothing's going to happen.
What is a king snake?
It's a snake that eats mice. It's not particularly poison. It's not poisonous. You can wear one around your neck, around your. It's
and the mice just like they have no idea, right?
Some don't. Some
They're
do.
just like do.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm going to jump around this king snake because it's not doing anything,
and it just sits still.
And if the snake is hungry, then it doesn't last very long. And if it's not, then they just kind of sit in there for a week.
I'm gonna have to Google king snake after this.
But I guess that's all we have for the day. Thank y'all.